All right, now that I have finished my value scale of my background, it's time to add the tree. And how we're gonna do this is with a new material called India ink. India ink looks something like this. It's hard to see, but it's basically just a really dense paint. With India ink, it is very important that you don't get it on your clothes. It will stain your skin a little bit, but of course it comes out in the shower. But if it gets on your clothes, it might stain your clothes. So we are again gonna wear aprons for this part of the project. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna be making something like this. And how we do this is basically using one of these straws from the cafeteria and this India ink that I have right here. So what you're gonna do is you're going to, and also of course a paintbrush. What you're gonna do is you're going to draw basically the trunk of the tree on your landscape, and then you're gonna use the straw to make the branches by just blowing through the straw and pressing the India ink into your scene. I'll show you how that's done right now. So I am taking one of my brushes that I used, pretty much the same brush I used for painting the backgrounds, if not even a smaller one. I'm gonna dip it into my India ink just a little bit, and it's very runny. I want you guys to be aware of this. So if you get it on your pants or anything like that, just let me know so I can make you, or have you go to the bathroom to wash it off, because as soon as it dries, it will set in your clothing. Now for my work, I wanted to do it horizontal. So that means I wanted to have my work hanging up on the wall like this instead of vertical. It's completely up to you. So I'm gonna start my tree somewhere on this side. And all I'm doing right now is I'm using the India ink to paint in my tree trunk. We all know that tree trunks are a lot thinner than our tree branches. So I'm okay if my paint gets a little thick down here. And once I have the basic outline, I'm gonna use the paint, or this India ink, in my straw to blow out the branches. So once I have something around here, which is just a nice thin tree trunk, I'm gonna put a little dot of paint, or India ink, excuse me, and then use my straw to blow out the branches. So as you can see, I wasn't going too crazy with my straw, but I was slowly using my own breath to basically let the branches fall where they naturally did. If you're one of those people that's really nervous about this step because you really like it when things are under control, this might be a little more difficult for you to release some of that control in your work. I'm gonna keep moving just so I can show you how to create all of these branches. So hopefully I get a tree something like this on my final landscape. But do note that once you have your India ink on your paper, you cannot erase. So even if you do mess up, just try to work with it. I'm not gonna freak out and crumple up my paper that I've worked so hard on. I'm just gonna keep moving and see if I can fix it as I go. So I'm gonna show you a time lapse. So as I'm working to complete my tree, you can notice that I'm keep on going back and forth, making sure I'm adding branches where I want them. I really like how this is almost overlapping with my moon. I think that makes a really nice finished work of art. And I'm also moving my straw as I'm blowing into it, because if I just kept it still, it would only go in one direction. I need to move the straw in order for all of these funky branches to form. You guys will be practicing with just a basic white sheet of paper before you go on to your final work, just in case for any mistakes or if something doesn't go right. Hopefully that happens on your white paper instead of your finished piece. But I'm gonna give you some time to work on your landscape painting now.